Very good evening and welcome. This is News First Primetime News here on MTV Sports. I'm Ramesh Irugal Bandara.
And I'm Krishi Panditharatna. We start off the news with a look at your headlines.
The Supreme Court grants permission to enroll more students for degree programs and diplomas based on 18 new subjects in certain districts. Meeting with the Mahanayakas, the President says that a plan has been implemented to build religious coexistence in the country. 4 inmates of the Mahara prison used for the service of a retired officer. Minister Karja Surya says that life of poverty is normal in a corrupt country. Disagreement between officers and a minister in relation to the cricket broadcasting rights.
The Supreme Court granted permission to the University Grants Commission today to enroll more students from certain districts according to the results they obtained at the 2011 GCE Advanced Level Examination for degree programs and diplomas based on 18 new subjects. This order was made after taking into consideration a motion filed by the University Grants Commission on the 18th of January.
The motion states that though the University Grants Commission had agreed in the Supreme Court to recruit 5,609 students for the degree programs following the 2011 GCE Advanced Level Examination, there were no students who qualified from certain districts for the degree program. Therefore, the University Grants Commission had requested permission to enroll more students for the 18 courses from districts with a higher number of qualified students. The permission had been granted by the panel of judges comprising of Justices Shivani Tilakawardena, Nimal Gamini Amaratunga and Chandra Ekanayaka.
India-based website The Hindu reports that an unidentified group had ransacked the Bank of Ceylon branch in Egmore and attacked its employees. The report goes on to state that the attack is suspected to be orchestrated by a Tamil group. The Hindu report states that the group barged into the bank complex at around 1:30 p.m. and attacked the police personnel on duty. It goes on to say that some persons damaged the guard room while others had rushed to the first floor of the branch and vandalized furniture and other items. The Hindu, quoting Indian police sources, say that the group attacked some bank staff, including a trainee.
The cabinet discussed this extensively. His Excellency President Mahinda Rajapaksa made an important statement in this regard and said that this was a repulsive move. The President instructed the Minister of Education and Minister Rauf Hakim to conduct a proper investigation into this matter, while the cabinet not only took a decision but also made a serious statement today to ensure that such a situation does not happen again. It is prohibited for schools to collect money in that manner.
A 13-year-old girl accused of stealing coconuts from a garden neighbouring her house was released on a 50,000 rupees surety bail by the acting magistrate of Horana yesterday. The police who produced the girl in court said that she had taken 8 coconuts worth 320 rupees.
The statement recorded by the police from the 13-year-old defendant, who is a student of school in Horana, mentions the reason for collecting 8 coconuts. The child has said in the statement that she collected 8 coconuts to pay a sum of money that is being collected by the school from students to paint a building in the school. The school may or may not be collecting money for such a purpose. However, over the past 2 months, teacher unions have pointed out on several occasions that money is being collected from students to paint schools belonging to 11 zonal education officers in the Western Province. Yet, there is no need to collect money from students since the Provincial Education Department allocates funds for the purpose of painting all schools that come under the purview of provincial councils. This time around, the Senior Assistant Secretary to the Provincial Education Ministry not only allocated the funds but also recommended that the schools should purchase a certain brand of paint. The minutes of a meeting held on the 22nd of last month between teacher unions and the provincial education ministers notes that the teacher unions raised questions about the school authorities collecting money from students even when provincial councils had allocated funds. The minutes of the meeting confirmed that in response, the chief minister of the province had said it was fair to collect 250 rupees from each student. However, based on the instructions of the chief minister, an investigation was carried out last year to look into incidents where money was being collected from students. The investigation had revealed that 67 principals in the Western Province had charged money from students. The principals were ordered to return the money that was collected to the students. Incidentally, among the 67 principals found guilty is the principal of the school where the 13-year-old girl who was released on bail for collecting coconuts studies. The Provincial Education Department is yet to monitor whether the money that was collected from the students were returned. Speaking to News First, the Horana Zonal Education Director said that the school in question was provided a sum of 150,000 rupees by the Provincial Council to paint the buildings of the school. Our correspondent visited the school in question this morning to inquire whether money was being collected from students as mentioned by the 13-year-old girl. Meanwhile, 3 weeks ago, the police produced a brother and a sister before the Horana magistrate for allegedly taking 2 jackfruits from a garden belonging to a retired police officer. The suspects were later released on bail. When the law is being implemented on those who steal coconuts and jackfruit, there are many who are charged with theft, corruption and misuse of public property on a large scale. The report of the Committee on Public Enterprises bears testament to such incidents. According to the COPE report, among the institutions that have engaged in corruption and squandering are Sri Lanka Cricket, the Department of Higher Education, the Ceylon Petroleum Corporation, Department of Railways and even the Police Department.
The cabinet discussed this extensively. His Excellency President Mahinda Rajapaksa made an important statement in this regard and said that this was a repulsive move. The President instructed the Minister of Education and Minister Rauf Hakim to conduct a proper investigation into this matter, while the cabinet not only took a decision but also made a serious statement today to ensure that such a situation does not happen again. It is prohibited for schools to collect money in that manner.
Well, speaking at a media briefing today, United National Party parliamentarian Karujaya Surya said that in a corrupt country, the poor living standards of many are a common sight. Recently, we read in the newspapers that a senior government officer had requested for a 10% commission to release a cheque. Today, I read in the newspapers that a 13-year-old girl was arrested for collecting 8 coconuts in order to pay 800 rupees to paint the school. Moreover, there was a student living under the Kalni Bridge who had obtained 3 A passes. This child is finding it difficult to obtain further education due to economic hardships. The government does not care about the people's feelings and hardships. When taxes are imposed on food items, those who are affected are those who have already been burdened.
ආර්ථිකය හරස් වීම නිසා අධ්‍යාපනයට ඉස්සරහට ගෙනියන්න බැරි තත්වයකට ඇති වී තිබෙන ආකාරය මහ ජනතාවගේ හැඟීම් ගැන මහ ජනතාවගේ දුෂ්කරතා ගැන රජයට හැඟීමක් නැහැ.
This morning, News First received heartwarming reports of a father who was abandoned on the streets and of a mother who attempted to commit suicide. Both reports were reported from Horana. This is because this father and mother have no one to take care of them.
This father, who has not received the care of his children, has been living alone for nearly a year. The police say that he is a resident from the Valipanna area in Mathugama and that a certain group had left him on the streets this morning. I saw him lying here, so I took him away and gave him a chair to sit. We asked him where he was from. He responded immediately saying he was from Mathugama. We asked him how he got here. He said he was brought here in a white van. He remained silent thereafter. The police said that the individual will be handed over to his relatives or a guardian. The man was admitted to the Horana Base Hospital for a health checkup. Meanwhile, a person prevented a woman from attempting to commit suicide in the same area today.
තනියමවද ගෙනත් දැම්මද?
නෑ නෑ කවුරුත් ගෙනත් දැම්මේ නෑ මං තනියෙන් ආවේ.
පොලිසිය මෙතන අඳුරන තැනක් තියෙන මහලු නිවාසය. ඒකට එක්කගෙන යන්නද?
ඒකට එක්කගෙන යන්න.
ඒ විස්තර ඇහුවාම කිව්වා මේ මහරගමලු ගෙවල්.
She said she was from Maharagama. I asked why she came here. She said she came here to jump into the river. When I asked why, she said she has no means of living.
මේ ජීවත් වෙන්න විදියක් නැහැ.
Measures were taken to hand over the woman to an elders home in Vavala, Horana, after informing the police.
Do you want to be a part of the best news team in the island? News First, your life, our news.